Oh, boys, it's happening. It's today. The return of... It is the return of Golden Kamuy, the anime. And oh my god. Are we in for a treat this season? Oh, it's so good. I've read the manga up to chapter 100 and just... Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful, this part of the manga, I must say. It's just so freaking good. Like, it really is. It blows season 1 out of the water. It's so freaking good. You will not expect half the things that happen. It's just the way it develops is just so freaking fantastic. So yes, we actually are here today to actually cover the first episode of Golden Kamuy, the second season. And yes, I mean, goddamn, we're starting on Edo Guy as well. I mean, I will not spoil who Edo Guy actually is, because my god, is he a character and a half? He is a boy. He is a boy, as we call in the business. He is a boy. We will see what happens with him. We will see what happens. But god damn it, have I been excited to actually see this anime come back? As you know, it's actually my anime of the year, so just see this come back and actually kind of see and actually know what happens makes the whole entire experience even better, to be honest. I just want to see how they develop this whole entire plot, actually how they bring in what actually happened in the manga into this, because there is a heck of a lot to actually bring into this season. Actually just develop the characters as well. So yeah, I am really freaking excited. This is the one I've been waiting for to come back besides JoJo. Oh, it's just going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. I already know where we're starting at as well. I'm just like, oh yes, even better. Even better. I actually cannot wait to see everyone's reaction to this character. I can't wait. It's going to be so freaking good. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. So, going live for Golden Kamuy. Episode 13. God, it's been so long since I actually said those words. It feels so nice. It's like seeing JoJo all over again. It just feels so good. I love it. Absolutely love it. So, on that front, are we good to go? We are, I believe. I might have to refresh my Twitch, because Twitch will not tell me how many viewers I've got. Why won't you tell me that, Twitch? Come on, boys. Come on, boys. And there we go. We're good to go. We are good to go. So, let's actually go show on a road. My brain just stopped for a second now. I was like, wait a second. There we go. So anyways, actually begin the stream in 3, 2, 1. Actually, let's actually begin the stream absolutely now. Ah! It's them. It's them. It's my beautiful duo. Oh, yes, boy. Yes, boy. We're actually getting straight into it as well, which actually is even better. Oh, I've missed this man so much. I've missed this man so much. Oh, man. I actually can't believe how good Edo Guy actually is in the anime. Edo Guy is so perfect in the anime. Edo Guy is so freaking good. Holy crap. They actually are doing this really damn well as well. Like, the referencing they're actually doing here is just really goddamn well. I can't get past how good that this actual part of the anime is so far. I mean, in the anime, you kind of get that. You kind of get that extra layer of psycho added into the whole entire thing. It kind of plays it quite well into the anime. The way he explains about his mother, it was actually quite well done. It's actually it's very reminiscent of Psycho. Oh, there it is! There it is, boys! Because if I remember correctly, the whole thing with the mother speaking to him is very reminiscent of Leatherface. Leatherface is actually, I think it's Jason has that exact same thing. Leatherface doesn't have that. It's the wrong one. Jason has that. Jason has his mother talking to him sometimes. But I don't think Jason's actually based off anyone, if I remember correctly. But just one of those things that's reminiscent of that one. But I do believe, I swear, it happens in Psycho. I can't remember though. It's such a disturbing scene. This whole entire thing is so disturbing, but it's played off so goddamn well. Oh my god. They've actually adapted the whole entire thing. I can't believe it. It's a whole entire fashion show and everything. Oh, they've got to adapt this properly. They've got to adapt this part properly. This is one of my favourite panels of the whole entire chapter. They actually did it. They did it so perfectly. This whole entire section's so disturbing. Like, it really is. But it's not as if the scenes played out for comedic effect. It's played out how the characters would actually act in the world itself. That's why it adds so much more to the whole entire thing. That's why I like it so much. It's the fact that it plays off like how the characters would act. It's not false comedy, if you get what I mean. Ah! Ah! There he is! It's my boy! It's my husband! God, he's so freaking hot. It's beyond belief. God damn it. Jesus Christ. Can't believe it. Can't believe this anime would do this to me. Oh, they play that more into the anime. Holy crap. They play that way more into the anime. Oh. Oh, boys. That was really good. This show actually gives me life. This show gives me life. Oh, these two's relationship is so freaking great as well. Like, these two together is so freaking cool. Christ. Christ, that was a loud car. Yeah, Tanigaki and Jigapati's relationship is so freaking cool. Like, they have a really great relationship as time goes on. This episode's really freaking good. Like, on its own, as an introduction to the whole entire world again, it is really good. Oh, oh, oh! This anime, boys. This anime. It's so freaking good. It's interesting where they started from. So I actually thought they would start with the bit just after the anime finishes about the mystery monster, but they started straight with Edo guy, which actually isn't technically a bad thing to do because actually is kind of. I guess they kind of both feed into each other. They actually couldn't really put it in one place or another. It wouldn't really matter. Though it all kind of ends with them kind of converging with each other. So that's that. But I mean, yeah, it was a really really freaking good reintroduction to the whole entire world itself. I think it actually really did, in theory, set the narrative into full swing. It was really freaking good. I'll be honest, the opening's actually really freaking good as well. I didn't think anything actually would beat out Winding Road, but it's actually pretty freaking good. Oh man, it's just so good to have this show back. I love it. I love it so much. It's so freaking good. It's my highlight of the week besides JoJo now. It's my highlight of the week. And also SSS Gridman as well. It's just, I don't know how the show does it, but it on its own as an adaptation, it does in free work. It's such a great series. It really is. Just I love it to bits. And I'm hoping more people actually picked it up as well to actually kind of watch it because it deserves it. It deserves to be watched. It's such a freaking good show. So yeah, one of the things this show, I guess Crunchyroll doesn't really kind of do, which actually is kind of depressing, is they don't tend to actually kind of give you like a little bit of information about the character that Edo Guy is based off of, because he actually is based off, or kind of has a namesake very much similar to Ed Gein, who's a very 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 famous serial killer within America, who's actually kind of then an inspiration for really a lot of actual kind of like bad guys in horror films like Leatherface, Norman Bates, and Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. I mean, it was kind of nice that they actually had added that in, because actually it's a massive thing about his character. It kind of then makes a lot more sense why there's certain things around his house, that it kind of makes that whole entire thing make sense, because when he introduced his mother, it was very much like Psycho. It's very much how the mother is introduced in Psycho. It's actually really well done. And the whole entire thing about how she has a voice, but she actually doesn't really speak as well, is very much like Psycho, because it's what happens as well. It's just really freaking well done, how it was all kind of integrated into the world itself. And then the whole thing with the mask, very much like Leatherface as well. And also, I guess his mannerisms are more like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, but it all works in conjunction to make this character who's very disturbing, but he has that charm that it kind of breaks that wall down between him being disturbing and him being completely normal, because there's an odd normality to this whole entire show, because a lot of the characters are insane. Like, Surumi is insane. He's an insane character. But at the same time, there's that normality to him that you kind of just find him fantastic. You don't actually kind of find him terrifying, because he has that kind of playful nature that breaks that wall down. And I really do like that. And that's why their relationship together is really freaking well done, because you actually do in theory get that sensation that they bounce off each other quite well. They actually can in theory be friends, because they're very much one of the same sometimes, especially when Surumi's not there and Edo guy's going completely nuts. The whole entire scene is very much kind of what you expect him to, how you expect him to react. Is what I was saying with the whole thing with the fashion show. But the fashion show on its surface is disturbing. It's a very disturbing scene, because he makes costumes out of people's faces and bodies and stuff like that. But is played off, not to a comedic effect, but to an effect that actually, in theory, you get this idea that that's how they would act in the world itself. That's how they would act. It's not as if it's just out of nowhere. It's not just for comedic effect. No, it's how they do act. And I actually quite like that, because it makes them seem real. It makes them seem like they're actually kind of living, breathing characters in this world. And I actually really do appreciate that whole entire thing. That's why I was worried they might cut that bit out, because it's very disturbing. It's a very disturbing scene. But it works, because it actually kind of does in theory break that wall down between it being disturbing and actually it being completely normal. That's why I really like Edo Guy's character so much. He's a really freaking awesome character on his own. I find him really freaking cool. Plus, he's also based off some of my favorite characters in cinema as well. Also, fun fact, not all the films that Ed Gein is actually kind of based upon actually is how it all went down, because I believe Texas Chainsaw Massacre says at the beginning it's actually based off real events, but it's actually not. And I think there's only happens to be one film that actually does in theory adapt what he did into an actual film, a film thing. And that film's actually Deranged. So it's one of those things that which is quite interesting. The whole thing about Ed Gein and how he's actually transposing to film is actually very freaking fascinating. It's one of those things that, if you look into it, it's actually quite cool. And I mean, he's a terrible person, he's an awful person, one of the worst, but the way he's been transposed into films actually is very interesting. So yeah, that's one half of the whole entire episode, but one thing I did actually really appreciate is the fact that I actually really did highlight Kyoranke's character. I thought that was really well done, because we don't really know who the main person that is going to portray Asilapa is just at this very one point. We actually know it could in theory be Shirashi. Shirashi's kind of touted to be the betrayer. I mean, it's actually quite hinted at for a whole entire series. But that cannot be the case sometimes. I mean, it's just the way Hijigata actually explained it. It plays into the fact that Kyoranke is the person you least suspect be the actual antagonist, but actually in theory he might actually be him and be the antagonist in the end. And I actually quite like how they did that, because they really did highlight his character. Didn't actually kind of just do it with Shirashi to actually kind of throw off a red herring. No, it does it to Kyoranke. It actually kind of then makes you question really who is the main antagonist in the group. We don't know just yet. I think it's so well done how they did that scene. I thought, that's really freaking good. That's really amazing how they did that. But yeah, I mean, also, it's just so nice to see his characters back. I love him. Surumi's amazing. Ogata's beautiful. Like, god damn it, he's an amazing character. He's hot. I was like, man, whew. I was like, yeah. I was like, he's cute. It's cute. So yeah, Ogata's fantastic. I mean, I also kind of missed, because at the end of every single chapter in the manga, it gives you like a little synopsis of what you might have missed in the actual chapter itself, especially what Hijigata, Ogata, and everyone else are speaking about, because that whole entire thing is very dense in history, and it's one of those things that unless you know your history, you're kind of going to be at a loss to some extent. I mean, it's not really too hard to actually kind of comprehend, but it's little intricacies here and there that it might in theory kind of go over. like, you might not actually kind of understand it completely, but in the end of the chapters in the manga, it actually kind of gives you that little bit of information. It actually kind of does in theory kind of tell you what's really going on, and also what it actually does in theory mean. Kind of missed that, because it's one of those things, it's actually a highlight, actually does tell you a lot more about the history behind it, and I kind of wish that at the end of the episodes, Crunchyroll would actually do the exact same thing, but they don't, which is actually kind of depressing, but it's a little thing. It's a little thing. It's not really too grave, if you get what I mean. It doesn't really kind of diminish the experience, but if you really want to get the whole entire history, I would actually recommend reading the manga afterwards, especially with these chapters as well, because they're actually really doing through get into the whole entire thing. But yeah, I mean, Sugimoto is just it's beautiful. It's a beautiful man. Oh man, and actually, I just liked how they actually kind of went about this whole entire thing. It was actually just brilliantly done. It was really, really freaking well done. It was a really nice introduction to the world again. I just think it's actually really brilliantly just explored as well. And also, yeah, I love every single character in the show as well. Every single character is fantastic. I also like the fact that actually getting Chikapasi and Tanigaki as well, because their relationship, as I said during the stream itself, is really freaking cool. Like, as time goes on, it sort of starts to develop. Actually, it's really well done. Actually, was one of those things I actually really did appreciate. So hopefully, I actually do get to see a little bit more of that. But, oh man, it's so nice. I liked how they just explored Edo Guy's character, because he's a very troubled person. I actually quite like the fact that, if you think about it, Surumi is the person to save him. It's actually one of those things you don't really expect to actually happen, but the way that Surumi actually kind of helps him is actually quite a thoughtful thing to do, because he actually does him for save him from the life he's actually living. It's one of those things you actually do. You get that whole entire deep appreciation of their character interactions, because you understand that he is in theory saving his life in some capacity. He's getting him out of a life that he's living. I thought it's actually really freaking well done. That whole entire thing of him actually kind of killing his mother, kind of, I guess, spiritually, it's really well done, because it's him liberating him from that life. It's actually a really poignant scene in a way. It's really disturbing, but it's a poignant scene nonetheless. I actually think it's very, very well done. So yeah, that is me done for today. So as always, if you have enjoyed this whole entire stream on Twitch, then do leave that good old follow, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. Jeez, my throat just died. If you enjoyed it here on YouTube and you do want to leave a like, then do the like, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed doing it here on YouTube and you want to stay a bit longer, then do leave that old sub, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. And if you want to stay a little bit longer after that point, then do follow me on Twitter, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. Actually, we'll then know when these streams go live on Twitter, and anything else actually doesn't really happen as well. And also, if Twitter is not your thing, then do join my Discord server as well, which actually will then know when these streams go live, anything else actually doesn't really happen. But until next week with some more Golden Kamuy, I should actually preference this also by saying, I might not be here always on the day of release of Golden Kamuy, because I have uni on a Monday, but if I happen not to be here, I'll actually probably do it on the Tuesday, so do not worry, I actually will do it anyway, so do not worry about it. But until next time, it's more Golden Kamuy. I will see you guys later. Bye for now.